Keep watching Ashanti Prime TV. We love you all. God bless you.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, and I'm not carrying the war.
It didn't come out away a few film and conquering me as yet them any empo yesukum. San comedy when you're able TV so. Na yababe din komo to show away any direction bia a young komo na yedi asem ana yeka ye ekoso ewa abrabom ebeka politics kakra ebeka religion kakra ebeka entertainment kakra any day akanyina was ye so ya nyumtuni so what talent bia ye be from na ye tumi any wedding komo near so e dey aka ho jumadi ye ami bo ho da ru akyerewe e the pot show. The pot show a social discussion. I tackle societal problems, challenges. Nipa ewo masitinem. Pot show is a public discussion space, social challenges. A platform that gives voices to everyone. I mean everyone. Right. Na yenji ni din komo na sa session bi a matino din wachiku ho no. Eho mebusa won sama wani na so say mebusa eho ana be expose eho ana be kire say wachigo enti kame ho na hwe me solo base na ndi jumadi we efia da bia 5 p.m. our Ashanti Prime TV. Ashanti Prime TV. Aha na nokware no wo depo show me no mienu nkomodi that's
Asante your mind. Ni senti na Ashanti Prime TV. Edi jumedian waso sonko bi ebaso. Ni atoni din say Spotlight Hub. Any trending issue. Me wasonfo. Genial Diamond. Am di jumedi ebasomo. Ejada bia. Eni wokuada bia. 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Na jumedi shisha subutu. So ye up and coming musician, actor, actress, Empo social media influencer. Don't hear any say obefa number na e chego screen national. Friend, nani endin sa wasway. Na be yadachi enstroma. Spotlight Hub jumedie yisudie. See release interview na se ehemu mpo a obetu. Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, ena ne kre no. Ewo.
Action media audition. Yeah audition can see me our action media. Series can see pa obi amfa no hunyim we ye panyino we ya kwada o emrante ne maba ni nyina ye hia obi bia action media ye series can see e de abegu Ashanti TV so obi amfa no hunyim boy mi gina mu bi obi amfa no hunyim frɛ number na ye twa agu ate no me see frɛ number no thank you Ashanti Prime TV enam tie ni mu no boy magi medwa ye duru ha se tu dia na ye nsɛm akɛse nko a sɛ wo pɛ nsɛm no kora no atie ana wo pa asɛm papa a wo Ashanti mem Ghana mem be bia wiase be bia atie dia hwɛ Ashanti Prime TV ɛhɔ na no kora no ɛwɔ me see Ashanti Prime TV so pɛ sɛ tie news pa ana wo pɛ be bia asɛm a ye ka no unko busu obi na pɛ no kora wo mu a hwɛ Ashanti Prime TV no kora no ahanko ana wo
bebre na ekoso ewo yemmem ha enne nkofo amanso empeni se ade achi na se yanti asemfufra enne na yachi na maybe so what in ekoso social media ho mechire aba fontinta fidie ni so woni ni ekoso ewo ho no enne na dwebre na tie me adwo adempo me ne mapamfo ewo Ashanti Prime TV ebina da bia enne ya wada bia wabra aboyume no num wabra ye di dwumede onwaso bia to di Prime Trend every wo Prime Trend is so ameni mapamfo ye besim konya ye de nsem a won say da na wonfa wani ehu da egu nsani ani ni abobo mu ni de no kra no ato ne da sanse mpani say di ade ne da no won found to wa eya na free talk afen so wo Prime Trend so no ye be ma wakonya na won so de wadwenkyere aba eni kasem esanso mu ni say Prime Trend jumediye mu no afa baby wo a obesiria enunti na mse hia me adwo adempo Many my powerful or Ashanti Prime TV. Clock it.
Odi Solomon Opokunye. Ye Fred Juma be fie de, ne be TV a, obeka nsem papa akire yen. Na oba me yehunu no papa ekoso ewo wiase. Tisi ye TV papa, ye tie sempa ewo kura yimu dia. Ye fanto be wiase Ashanti Prime TV. E wa na me hwe ne de bia, enti so fa TV na to Ashanti Prime TV. Keep watching Ashanti Prime TV. We love you all. God bless you.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, and I'm not carrying the wall.
You didn't come away a few film and conquering me as yet them any empo yesukum. San comedy when you deba TV so. Na yababe din komo to show way any direction bia. A young komo na yedi. Asem anayeka. Ye ekoso awa boom. A bekan politics kakra. A bekan religion kakra. A bekan entertainment kakra. Any day I came in I was here. So you need to need so talent to be a yebe from na yet to me any wedding komo near and so at the account. Jumadi ya mi bohu de ruachrewe the pot show. The pot show a social discussion. Ya babe near ya tackle societal problems, challenges, nipa ewo masitinem. Pot show is a public discussion space for social challenges. A platform that gives voices to everyone. I mean everyone, right? Na yendi ani din komo na sa session bi a matino din wachiku ho no eho bebusa won sama wani na so se bebusa eho ana be suppose eho ana be kire se wachiku ho enti kame ho na hwe me solo base na yendi jumadi we efia da bia 5 p.m. our Ashanti Prime TV. Ashanti Prime TV.
Ghana adeshima mama mo bibia Josan so mo bibia kwa ba ediba Ashanti Prime TV. Enyume no so kase e na magimegu a me de eba besom wo kase nsem abete ebiwom eni se kopie mu ewo ye yapomudin aso ye ade se so afọ da no e de nsem do no bi efi ho no mu a eba sa so e na ekopie mu ewo nkan pumpuni mantemu a nsem ni bi efi ho no mu a eba fesu kase be yoda na e ya aboafo bi e na omo asomasena Mede kase no eba be so abofo ni bi ni POG band tena da meka no mu djuma mu die e band e na omo edidi djuma e say program bi e na wo ya aponto bi e na wo to djuma die bi e na wo di na e hu behia se wo behia band e wa se dia e na look no feather omode afo wani be pie mu e POG band na ye ntimi embo na djuma die wo di na hu behia se wo behia band wa se no etimi aboa na etimi akoyie e de amaye number e na egu screen so no betimi afre so ba disika se mu a na waka wakuma ede ato yem sanse kuma bi ena yebeji wo saso ena POG mo ono so ebo machidom gidigidi a enya asem ketewa na me bi a okomo a onye bi wo ho no wo be PM e wo POG mo so a obenya ni nyina bi e wo yakache eni sikaye no ya enti unya bi na wo de to ade na obomode ato no bia ya e ho nsem betimi akoyie ede ama wo POG mo eno so ya number ene good screen so bomode anafa na frɛ na afre ye ne wo entimi endi djuma Yedi ejuma ewa Asante Mampon ho na POG mo obehu ye afa so achi media ono so ebo machidom gidigia ono so enya asem keto asene ma no awo amegina han ma mewesa manu opese wo yeseme opese wo gidin ewo sinitwam sene eja ko ni wona keka watimi agidin ewo sinitwam dia no abomodin asa odi wani be pie mu ewo achi media enche bia yedi ye audition be hye so bomodin asa be peke forms ni bi na yenso yetimi aboa na so ni so adi hu wo sinitwam anaasɛ nipa mu kasa no etimi akoyie edi ama ye number na egu screen so betimi afrɛ no so na wafrɛ Action Media na yeso yetimi aboa wo ema ro mbise kase yeso etwagu e wa abefo ntenten fidi ahodo ni nyina so ene Facebook edi akoten e wo YouTube TikTok ene keka na bomoden hia na ye ntimi eni wo endin san wo so afa so meso a majima egua na mede kase no e ba be som wo ene osomfo ajoa dempo metwa me ho na me ba ya do kase ni mu esuko sanse ni mu opupusu no a e na wote no kankan afe jibre na yenhye kase yehye asede ane yenkosha ase ewo apomudin so afo honorable kwabnaminta akando ya de sele otimi ekokopie mu ewo city efe ne ho na ode nsem dodo no akoto dwa na wo chese he Ghana eba ne apomudin ho nsem de a yewo haw papa ewo ene yewo chemu afi etwem 2025 mu eba na wie na besi bia ene na obi ma eya ade sa na asefo omo agentete ewo sukumu ankasa me yakosi ho no dodo no na nipa be sempem ho hade omo era so tifi aban no entimi emposi we mu nyina aka ho e magana ye ha pa na aban ne se e betimi aposi o na fa oman no so etimi atumpo no mo so insight mi akoma.
We have a challenge where we are producing a lot of health professionals. I will distinguish between the health professionals. I'll put the medical doctors somewhere. I'll come and touch on the medical doctors. But here I'm talking about the allied health professionals, the nurses, the midwives, and whatever. So when we took over, initially it was around 74,000. At the end of 2025, we're around 100,000 health professionals who have been trained and they are at home. Yes, around 100,000. I had an interview with you and I gave you all the
health professionals trained. Yes, okay, on TV. 100,000.
Yes, at home.
Okay.
So now, and although if you try to absorb we cannot absorb all the 100,000 people in our health system for them to get spaces. But of course, there are spaces there that have also not been filled. Do you get explanation now? What is the problem? The problem, and I have had a lot of feedback. People say I should not say that. I'll continue to say it. The problem has to do with physical space. Okay, every budget you will only employ what you can pay.
So fiscal, FISCAL,
yes,
fiscal space,
fiscal
okay,
space.
money,
Different from the PHY.
yes, money.
Has to do with money.
Okay,
you understand? And so you can only employ what you can pay per budget.
Okay.
So I'll give you an example. We inherited a situation where about 13,500 nurses and midwives had been employed. No financial provision.
How do you do that?
I don't know. I can't answer that question. We came to meet it. So at that point, we were torn between, if you remember, and I'll repeat, that famous directive from the chief of staff that anybody who was recruited after 7 December must go home. Do you remember that that directive? So I was torn between letting these 13,500 people go home or allowing them to continue to work whilst we look at how we can pay them. And I took the latter. So we're gradually migrating them onto the payroll.
Which is why they were arrears.
Yes. Okay. So that is where there were a lot of demonstrations here and there. I can't pay us now. I can't pay you. Remember, at the point in time, they said I was what? I forgot. I want to remember.
You don't need to remember.
What
will help you.
What came? There's something came that I can beat. I forgot.
Because so those demonstrations were because.
Now, we and all day to us, we you say a bino a you, when I saw Chima, a bino or in Chevy Brow or day and more when you're betting me car can say. I fear you when we are there, so I buy no shares, and if I bear a hens here, mpem ahansia de wobetimi abomodi anso meposom nanso enam sa de nanti e bokọ kakra ko bedru na se kom do ntimi fa ansam yenu entimi endidi ntaban no ayese obey ne kakra aka na afi watimi aposi obi am obi anso ensa etimi anu akona.
Been agreed. Farm technicians, the allied health professionals, the physician assistants, the nurses.
16,000 of them.
16,000 of them that we are employing. So gradually we are absorbing some of them in our system.
Interesting.
No. But this recruitment will also be guided by our needs in the free primary health care.
Correct.
So for example, if we need more community nurses and we are recruiting about 4,000 nurses, and the community nurses we need, then we employ, let's say, we are recruiting about 4,000 nurses, and the community nurses we need, then we employ.
So our Church of Pentecost, or Mark Channel, and a yard, so Titani, Edema Church of Pentecost, Yanni D, and the Apostle Eric Yamicha didn't send me to be an hour church, and I'm gonna say, once and someone else also, my mutenenu, Wintimi, and Bo, as a formando draw no BSU, and the boy because I change, say, or say a bonus no team about the Kenya man, why, and I'm sure. But I'm saying for us to me and bought almost was as or more and shall not bind when I feel to me and see in Agram say one seven into me and for sending a baby to me a jack cry at the Amanya.
Environmental degradation and Galamsey menace. The extensive pollution of water bodies due to illegal mining has hampered traditional water baptism in some mining communities, necessitating a shift to synthetic rubber pools in several districts to carry out the ordinance. Retention of souls. While we give glory to God for the multiple of souls won, a critical challenge, unfavorable rainfall patterns, and the deterioration of cocoa farms have disestablished the livelihood of members who depend on agriculture and farming. These unpredicted environmental conditions, along with the seasonal migration of fisher folks, continue to impact the steady financial growth and stability of affected local assemblies. Human capital constraints and literacy gap. High rate of illiteracy among some members and officers remain a barrier to the effective implementation of Vision 2028. This challenge is reportedly evident in the Bible study and home cell meetings, where there is insufficient pool of teachers to manage the manual and ensure effective discipleship. Leadership overburdening and commitment challenge. In many local assemblies, a few dedicated
ASHANTI Richard Ajiman. Yado na friend King Zuba no din se bia to dwana wo cheze de oba be hye ni a ye di ye huni e wa Ashanti me oba be hye pa sanse na sen a o ma ne hom yeso na ne ye wo man no e ka me e se Ashanti memu emu e ya ate emu e ya dini isenti e na wo hye se na se de ordinary ba be si for mpa ne ne dwadifo no oni anwe na wo ye ngona se wontimi enti se mfi won ma no obo modern ase wo nye sanse afi no e ya de se King Zuba ne bu afu ye pa no de ni de e na eba.
About 2 weeks ago, I engaged the media on what they are doing to manage the sanitation situation in the city, especially within the central business district. Since then, we have deployed a lot of 1,000 campaigns. So I came out to see how the people are personalizing the dustbins that we have deployed. Let me say that with what I saw the past week and today, there's been a lot of improvement. At least going well. I've not seen these of the fields piled up somewhere. I see that to a very large extent, in spite of the fact that there are a lot of workers on the pavement, we don't find a lot of still by the roadside, which means that most of the interventions that we put in place are yielding results. I'm going to continue to monitor its implementation to make sure that it meets the targets that I set to achieve. So far, there is just that they have decided that they are not going to allow any second-hand seller to be anywhere close to the zoo area and the entrance security center. As you can see, this whole track are left over worn-out shoes that could not be sold, that they have left in the media. So if I don't allow you to come here, you leave me this kind of place for me to deal with. So I've instructed that nobody sells this brand shoe in this and from here, I'm going to drive to the bank basket to see how that place is doing. I'll go to the bank basket to make sure that what we set to achieve now. But so far, I think I like what I'm seeing. It is not convenient for us to have people selling on the pavement, but because of the many construction of marketplaces that are going on in the city, they have all had to come. We are trying to accommodate them. We are human beings, you know, we govern people. And so sometimes when we have to overlook certain things for them to survive, we would overlook for them to make ends meet. They have kids at home, so we do want to stretch them too much, but they should also not stretch us too much. So when we talk to you that where you are, keep the place tidy. Make sure that your rubbish that you are making around the place, you will not walk more than 30 meters. You find a dustbin close to you. So if I've deployed a lot of dustbins around town, I don't see why you should be living in field when you can assemble them and put them in the dustbin. So if you can't comply with this simple directive, about 2 weeks ago, I engaged the media on what we are doing to manage the sanitation situation in the city, especially within the central business district.
After yensan so meto akase no so e won kan pompuni mantem ne ho e na ya de se health director o ya ne din ene Robert Ameyaw e din semi atudwa na wo kire se nke betumi a sentrofo ye momode an ye ntwime wo mo na afa ye no mo endi dwuma san se ye de kasa e ya ne mpempi ne timi eduru achi na abo mo so adwuma mo ye no etimi akoyie e de amom,
which is the most populated, most urbanized, with a lot of diverse communities across the length and breadth of the region, right from very urbanized cities to peri-urban settlements to rural coastal areas. We see that this geography of our population poses quite a lot of challenge regarding how people perceive information. So unfortunately, so much is being done, but the population is not benefiting to the maximum because not much is being heard. And we think we have been doing our best as a health service together with our public health outfits through our community health nurses who do home visits, who do community dinners, and all other ancillary efforts to get our communities to be aware of what is going on in the health space. Doing our best as a health service together with our...
After meto akase so e wa cheshe for omo akachi ne wona okope omo akachi a Teacher Training Association of Ghana ya joint I can tag omo odi o ye kese passions na omo tra bani se omra na afi on san so eme possible san say na anu ada oposi nipa be se mpema hansi a omo ye nipa bi a omo eso nti abani mo modi aso we possible akan san se fitina we ade a hawe omo pan na meka se president a oda omo no de nsem we etudwa bra omo do ye share so.
Those that are currently in the College of Education, they are over 65,000. So if the 45,000 in the system don't know when they are to be posted, then how about them? And what is the essence of them being in the College of Education? I've also said it earlier that colleges of education are unique institutions, and nobody can take that away from us, because all that we do over there is to go to the classroom to teach. So if at the end of the day, the 4 years stay in the College of Education, you finish and you don't know when you have to be posted, what is your fate? So it is good. If indeed government thinks that they cannot recruit the 45,000 trained teachers that are in the system, then it is good the College of Education, they consider that and close down the schools. When they are able to absorb those that are in the system, then they can think, or we can start enrollment in the College of Education again, because they are making the College of
Education. So ASHANTI mante na kopi wo kejeti ho ene ya ade se ni dwadifo no omu ina nya nhemu de ne ohema odomado de nsem netudwa na wo che se dwadifo wa ASHANTI mante mu nyina kan wo akoma ento mu nyem na omo ensha aban na omo nya se omo ebo no so bo e fesu a e wo kejeti asa aban no ma ni mo aban be se oba be e de mo to so mo nya so mo nko akoma ento mi no mo sha aban no ni
ya de nyina do mama president ya dana si bebre ya kwaso ahira no ye ne kese wone ne yere bisanyame afọ omo so aboa santeman bebre o ma boa santema papa efa adwadifo ma ya de ani to no ma bebre so eya aban ya wotwa mo no enso amoa yen tia ne atra se wo se da bi e wo se asesan yensa na santeman nyina eya adwen ba ko sesan yensa papa ye wura do mama san bai wo ba yen ye hu sampa ka je tia wo ne besi ma yen ka je tia wo si wie na ba foforo ba yen so bai wa be che se de ono wo pe no wo ma ye de wo mdada kwa bebre nya bi wo mo chen se de wo mo pe phase 2 wo mo ko ho fie nwotwini wo ma ntimi anya ho hwe amedwadifo ma ehunu aban dada etwam no so mfaso dwadifo ma ye ye mo bo papa do ma bo sha wo hye ye no won feli yen se won si phase 2 no ma yen na so on si phase 2 ma ka phase 1 won si ye ka je ti won si ma yen e ma fa pressure bi ato ye wura do ma so kwan bi aso mo ma na botre ne ya mo mpa pam ye papa no na na ni suade hunu awo wo ma asantema no watono bo asa hye ne kama na abem so betimi aye eti dwadifo ma fa fisi kwan na mo kaseti ado mama ne Bible say yam fa ni die ma de ni die se no yam abuo ni ani die nya adwuma em yam panimfo edi yanim titu ye wura do mama ebi kasa no se ne aye pe no emra emwa the senti mabuo ni ani die nya adwuma e wo wo fam na ne ebe ya ye de mpaye pa akoma pa odo beka ye wura do mama achi me ye ni suade hu ya santema ye dwadie ye kwan ye schools ye hospitals ni bia mo bia do mama ni suade so de bebo santema no ye mo ne chichi duapa ye ma na koma pa ye nka sampa na atona koma so na santema
ye sanso nkoto akase ne so e wo bunu mante mechi sunye ho ene ya de se MPP mabunu ko e ho ya ye from ye nsuru amani hu e ya de se ne omo do ye cheke se pa hye so a enti omo de se o ye cheke so ne se ya de se ya chi wo mo eye ukopie mu e osunya ne East constituency a e ya de se communication officer ho omo etimi a chi ne na mche a chi nti ne mabuni e de se o ye cheke so yankoto akase no so ewo eye trade ministry omo akache ya ebeka ne se eye edwadi ekua enuma ne mfiduaye nwa so afo na yare se ya maame Elizabeth Ajare kopie mu ewo abroche memiche landing meme ho ena nkomo bitwe mu okase hwe obepie mu Ghana ya oma bia eboa eye business papa ntie be ya obi amodin se one Ghana man ne betimi enye ngitan odi se ne be ya omo so man ne man betimi etumpo
Ghana has set a target to process at least 50% of its cocoa domestically. We have already installed grinding capacity of over 500,000 metric tons. The direction is set and it will not be reversed. The same logic is being applied to gold. Ghana is Africa's leading gold producer, with output reaching nearly 5 million ounces in 2024. Historically, almost all of it left the country as unrefined gold bars, with the refining margins estimated at 5 to 10% of the metal value captured abroad. The Ghana Gold Board, established under the Gold Board Act 2025, is now centralizing oversight of gold purchasing, assaying, and local refining. A state-of-the-art national refinery is planned with a target of locally processing at least 50% of gold output by 2028. We are also accumulating gold directly into reserves. Gross international reserve has risen to 14.5 billion, and the National Reserve Policy targets 15 months of import cover by 2028, anchored on a gold-based accumulation strategy. The results of this pivot towards value addition are already visible in our non-traditional exports. In 2025, Ghana's non-traditional export sector hit a record $5 billion, a 30.7% surge from the previous year. Processed and semi-processed goods drove that growth, contributing 3.09 billion, up by 52.78% from 2024. Cocoa derivatives, paste, butter, and powder were the largest earner within that market. Our non-traditional exports now reach 152 countries across 609 product lines.
Afei yɛn to akase nso na akɔpie mu ɛwɔ ɔkaikwe North MC a ɛyɛ adeɛ sɛ ɛnɛ wɔde nsɛm bi ato dwa ya ne din ɛne Mr. Christian Tetebanga ɛno ɛna wɔkyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ adeɛ sɛ saa 24-hour economy yɛ Ghana mampani ɛne n'aban ɛde abɛn wɔ sɛ private companies ne wɔ man sɛ wɔn mɔden asɛ wɔn de wɔn ho ɛbɛhyɛ na ɛtumi aboa ama sika abɔ man na afei wɔn nso adwuma mu no ɛtumi akɔ ano brano.
Within local finance, the Assembly is committed to complementing these national efforts with targeted municipal interventions, particularly in water and sanitation, roads, health, drainage, and local economic development. A major pillar of government's economic transformation agenda is the 24-hour economic policy. This policy is designed to unlock the full potential of our economy by encouraging continuous productivity. It aims to create jobs, enhance industrial output, and maximize the use of existing infrastructure. However, the success of this initiative depends largely on the private sector. Corporate bodies must take advantage of this policy by expanding operations, investing in the innovation, and committed to sustaining and improving this stability as part of the broader development agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, governance is not the sole responsibility of that. Corporate bodies play an indispensable ranging from educational support and skills training to health interventions and community development projects. These efforts are impactful and
ukopie mu ewo eye Africa Education Watch eno na openikese oda no na afini din ede Mr. Kofi Asare din nsemi atudwa na watch se yesika eya na enya no nwumasua betimi anka ya momode ase bechem na afa ye di mu ohama bupam yenu pe na yetimi ede aboa ye mobupam mofra ne titiri ni wo ma se bi omo atimi edi de atimi aboa ama nwumasua ne ye mofra ne so a omo so esua nwuma ne bi na se so modi dem no omo so nsem atimi akoyie ewo man.
Now, the key question is that what level of financing is required to make special education prominent? We need to get at least 2% of the education budget. We should be getting at least close to $1 billion because we are doing 49 billion. 2% should be close to $1 billion. Okay, and that is what will ensure that we have more than 2 out of 10 children with disabilities enrolling. We are able to have more special schools at the secondary level, have more inclusive systems at the basic level, and then also support continuous professional development and training in all the areas that everything we discuss here today borders on money. Okay. The second thing is that, but the question is, are we here, inclusion experts, are we aware of what the money will be used for? Do you know what the money will be used for? Because I don't know, so you should know. If you don't know, then it means that we are disconnected from the fiscal side of it. Because it is one work to push and push and push and get budgetary allocations.
Afei san so gibre na yento akase no so e wa amahodo so nsim na yeto so dia na yenkoto so e wo eye oman bi e fe Palestine ho ene yade sa bofra kuma bi e wonya mfinhia no dinsia ka etimi aboro ne no mo chewu se ka e ball no enhwemu e kire se okopie mu e wo Israel e yade se wo mo so afọ ho e na sa ka etimbo abranti etimi efri Afei yankoto akase no so e wo India mem na ho ne yade se arawosem kese bi etimi esiya ejahye bi etimi ama ne ho ne so e ho nyamunum ho no mo na e yade se emu nipa dumiensa ne mo etimi afamu ahwe mo kwana dodo na waka so de e yade se omo etimi abrebra Imagine we na so na afemi de kase no e de esi ha e de amakase me de besun we ense wan edi mu akotene ebiyese ne okopie mu e wo so afo a odan ye na pomude ho so no a ya de se na ka chense ne bi efi ho no mu a etimi e ba esa so e ne okopie mu e wo Ministry of Trade e ya de se ho so ense ne bi efi ho no e ba e abo afo so mo so e bo a me ma me de kase e ba besun wo e ne POG band POG mo e na to media omo e ne bo me chi do ma me de kase no eba besumo me so amegi kase no na me de brewo e de osonfo ajoa dempo ha e Ashanti Prime TV ha e na no kwen no